Welcome back. It's been a while since we updated our last video. In today's episode, let's set up our development environment, our local machine. Today we have two things to download. The first is a coding editor. The second is a browser. So let's start with the editor. The one we are going to be using is Visual Studio Code. So let's go to Google and type in Visual Studio Code. Go to the download page. Make sure you have the code here because there's another thing called Visual Studio. That is a heavy duty IDE. It's more than an editor. We don't need that for our HTML course. We just need this lightweight Visual Studio Code. It is also developed by Microsoft. I'm on a Windows 10 machine. If you're on a Mac or Linux, it's pretty much the same thing. It's the same way you install any other software. So for Windows users, let's download. Click this download button. I already had it on my machine, this installer. So I double click on this. I'm using two screens. Let me move this over. I have to accept. Next. When it comes to these options, I checked 1, 2, 3, three of them. I register code as I register Visual Studio Code as editor for supported file types, and also add to path. These two, by default, are checked already. This thing create a desktop icon. I prefer to have this one. So if you want to use the editor the same way as I do, just click on this, check the three options. Next, install. Probably will take a minute. So let me minimize this. Let's talk about the editors. Actually, there are several popular editors for use. If you type in code editors, there are plenty of them. I have used Sublime Text, Brackets, and also Atom, Notepad++. But Visual Studio Code is the one I've been using for like 2-3 years. It's more than enough for most of the job we're doing. Let's check the installation. So don't feel overwhelmed with all these options, these choices. We only stay with Visual Studio Code. Finish. Let me move this over. So this is the icon. Double click. So this is a welcome page. We don't need it. We can also close this out. Yeah, so we get this editor set up. The next thing is Chrome. Next thing is a browser. But for this course, we will stay with Chrome. If you're on a Mac machine or a Linux, a Chrome is also available. If you're on Windows, out of the box, it comes with IE or Internet Explorer, or maybe the newer version is Edge. But I still suggest you to use Chrome. So no matter what kind of machine you're using, for every one of us, we'll be using the same editor. The same browser. For IE or Internet Explorer or Firefox or Safari, they also have these options: inspect, or sometimes it says view source. So we will need this, and we need some. Sometimes we will need the extensions to be the plugins to be installed. to make this course easier for everybody, we just use Chrome. It is free. I think we have seen this in the last video. We have a lot of things we can do here. Once you have these two software installed on your machine, you're all set. For HTML and CSS, that's the only thing that we need. In the next video, we will see how to use Visual Studio Code Editor to create files in different languages, and how to navigate using the directory tree, and how the files that is created by Visual Studio Code can be opened with our browser on the local machine. Thanks for watching. See you next time.